Hey guys, it's Danielle. So today I thought it would be fun to explain my blindness and my diagnosis of blindness and what I go through as a blind person. So let's get into this.
Welcome back to the show.
So basically what I have in my eyes is called coloboma, microphthalmia, and nystagmus. And coloboma means that my retina in my right eye is fully detached and the retina in my left eye is almost detached. Like if I had another severe bump to my head, then I could lose all of my vision, which is a scary thought, but I would still be able to live my life as a human. And then what microphthalmia is the pupil in my eye. I don't know if you guys can see it through the camera, but the pupil is smaller than it normally would be with someone who doesn't have microphthalmia. And then nystagmus means that my eyes shake a lot, so I can't look in a specific spot. Like right now, I think that I'm looking at the camera because I can see the light of my phone, so to me that's where the camera is. And then I can see lights and colors, even though when I was little they said that I didn't have the cones in my eyes to distinguish what colors were. They were wrong. So yeah, I know I'm wearing pink right now. I can't distinguish what is on here, but I've been told that it's like waffles. I think it's like heart-shaped waffles. I'm wearing a onesie, by the way. And it's funny because there's people that have actually thought that I'm not blind because of how fast I walk sometimes, when in truth, I'm just a fast walker because I'm 5'9", so naturally I'm going to walk fast. But yeah, there's people think that I fake it. And there's a lot of people that think that you're either blind or you're not blind. Well, that's actually not the case because 90% of blind people do have some remaining vision. And they've either lost that vision or they still have that little bit of vision. And I have a lot of friends that are blind and visually impaired, and everybody sees things differently. Some of them have retinitis pigmentosa, some of them have glaucoma, some of them have gone blind from cancer, some of them have gone blind from many of other things. So just because we're blind, that doesn't mean we all have the same degree of vision. And also, just because we're blind, it doesn't mean we're going to rock back and forth or flap our arms or wear dark sunglasses like many people think. And some blind people prefer not to use a guide dog. Some people like using their canes. I personally think I'm going to like using a guide dog, which I am getting in a few months, hopefully. And when you're around blind people, that doesn't mean that you have to talk louder. Just because we're blind, it doesn't mean we are also deaf. But there are blind and deaf people, so don't just assume what a person would have based off of how they might look. We'd rather you guys come up and talk to us and actually ask us questions rather than just assume and be wrong. Come up and tell us who you are, and after a while we'll get to know your voice. There's a lot of people that don't realize that blind people are just the same as people that aren't blind. One of my goals in life is to help people realize that and to help them see what we go through is the same thing that you guys go through. In school, a lot of times I was made fun of a lot for being blind. People would try to prank me or scare me, even though that was kind of well, okay, that happened. But and that was just the elementary school years. And high school, I think, is where it got a lot worse for me because then I started trying to hide my blindness a little bit, even though I shouldn't have. Like, there was one time that I was sitting at a lunch table by myself and, well, okay, I didn't mean to do this, but it just kind of happened. So my cane was like under my seat and like between my feet. I made a rhyme. So it was kind of hidden, and then there was a few girls that came up and sat by me and were actually talking to me. Like, they didn't realize that I was blind, and it was kind of cool to me, so I just like played it off until they wanted to show me a picture. And then I kind of had to explain to her, oh, I actually can't see, I'm kind of blind. It was funny. I even had teachers that were kind of offensive towards my blindness. There were some that gave me tests in print and told me to do my best, but I can't really read print, so it was kind of difficult going through that. So then after that, I switched to homeschooling, and that was so much better for me as far as making friends and figuring out like where I fit, because then I got to do my first 2 musicals, which were amazing. I was in Shrek the Musical in my junior year, and it was nice having a bunch of people that were there just to say, hey, I can help you. I can help you out and figure out where you need to go. And even all of the little kids would help me, like, make sure that I was in my spot at the right time. It being my first musical, it was nice to have. And it was nice just to know that I had that support from so many friends and stuff. And I've always had support from my family, but it was just nice to have support from my friends. So it was a nice change after what I got out of. And the next play I did was Into the Woods, where I played the narrator. And that was fun because I feel like after doing Shrek the Musical, I got like more hang of the stage and stuff, and I was like, yes, I can do this, I know where I'm going now. So then I was able to walk across the edge of the stage back and forth and without falling off of it. Also, during the show, I was actually barefoot because there were these little lines in the stage that were like ironically placed right where I was supposed to stand. So I used those lines in the stage to figure out where I had to go, which was kind of cool for me. I loved doing both of those shows. They were so amazing. The people were so amazing. The director was amazing. The music director was amazing. Everybody there was amazing. And then it came to graduation, which was really sad because I had to leave everybody. And now I'm in college. College life, it's fun. College is a lot of work. I very much underestimated the amount of work that it would be. And in my first semester, I kind of took on more than I should have because I was going to school Monday and Wednesdays. So I had school from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5:20 at night. Now I know not to do that because at the end of the day I would be so tired and I wouldn't really want to do much in the next day, even though there was a lot that I had to do. I'm also doing musical theater too in college. And everybody, even in college, are really supportive. They all like include me in their groups and stuff and not make me feel like, oh, I'm the blind girl that has to be included in the group. More like, oh, there's Danielle, let's include her in the group too.
Guide dog.
In a few months, actually, I'm going to go get my guide dog, hopefully. I have to have my home visit first, but I've already had like the phone interview to make sure that I'm like a fit owner. And the way that they determine that if you're a good owner for a guide dog is they have to make sure that you can cross streets without assistance, which I'm still working on, but we're getting through it. Traveling independently which is basically what the guide dog helps you for, is to get around independently. And the dog does not know where it's going. The blind person has to know where they're going. So the guide dog will help with like getting around objects that you might miss, like if you were just walking with a cane. Well, even if you're walking with a cane too, there's things that can help you with. It all depends on the person whether you want a guide dog or a cane. But I'm an animal person, so I love dogs. Like you've probably seen in my past videos, I'm always going to see the dogs at Universal because I love animals. So I know I'll be a good fit for a dog because of that.
Words of wisdom.
There are a lot of hard things that I've had to go through as a blind person, but I feel like those things have only made me a stronger person. And I always get through those hard problems, whether it be with help from somebody or doing it independently. Like a few months ago, I figured out how to pour the milk into my bowl of cereal without spilling it over, which I was really proud of myself for that. And I figured out how to make a sandwich recently. It's the littlest things that people don't really realize can be something big for me. And I feel like that's the whole purpose for doing this YouTube channel, is to educate people and let people know that I'm just a regular person and I can do the same things as you. It might take me a little more time and a little more effort to do those things, but I still do them and I conquer them and I figure it out. And I feel like for myself, having the knowledge that I can do these things and that I will do these things is what keeps me going and keeps me trying to figure out how to do certain things, like walking to the store on my own or taking the bus for the first time, which are things that are really scary for a blind person that can't see, especially a blind woman that is out on her own, which I'm sure just even sighted women can understand that. And if you guys have any questions on anything that I didn't cover, please do not hesitate at all to ask. There are no stupid questions. Even for my younger blind people, if you guys have any questions about how I do things, please ask me. I'm here for you guys. So I think that's enough emotion for this video. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. See you never. Bye!